I'm trying to get 50 platinums before April ends. And if you guys want to stick around and help me do this, be my guest. And let me know what other games you guys would like me to platinum. Right now, I'm currently sitting at 45 platinum. And if I don't succeed, I got a platinum My Name is Mayo too, which isn't hard, but just very embarrassing to have. I may or may not already have the first one. So for number 46, I decided to platinum. There are 3 RoboCop movies, RoboCop 1, 2, and 3, with the first one being amazing and the second one's being trash. And Rogue City falls right in between 2 and 3. Now, me being me, of course, I have never seen a single RoboCop movie. And I'm not sure if that's a crime, but if so... Oh shit, I just realized I made that joke. Either way, I heard they're really good. But RoboCop Rogue City was on PS Plus this month, so I decided to grab it. And with 28 trophies to get to the platinum, a 3 out of 10 trophy difficulty, 1 playthrough needed, adding up to 12 hours, let's just get straight into it. We start the game looking at this news broadcast where they tell us about a crime wave going on in Detroit. Because of course it's Detroit, you can't have shit in it. He then brings us in to talk to this guy, who is the CEO of OCP. OCP are the engineers that made RoboCop, and he is a very, very big part of the game. You'll understand. The news anchor gets held up at gunpoint by this guy named Soot, someone with hair that looks like a landing strip. And Soot has the whole place on lockdown, keeping hostages and everything. So now it's up to RoboDaddy to go save them. We walk past the big crime scene that the news anchor was talking about, and meet up with our partner, Ann Lewis, sister of Gail, I guess.
This is Gail Lewis.
We head into the Channel 9 news station and get into our first gunfight of the game. And it was right here I realized how fun this game would actually be. For a game about movies that only had the first one do good, the game actually surprised me a bit. After we make it through the almost endless wave of enemies, we meet back up with Gail and she tells us we have to go downstairs to shut off a service box. We meet up with another endless wave of enemies and we shoot a guy in the pee-pee, getting us a trophy. We turn off the service box and head all the way upstairs. Soot calls in from the elevator and just talks a bunch of shit, and then the TV turns off showing this ugly mug.
Oh my god, my Shayla.
Yeah, so it turns out that's RoboCop's human side, and that's this game's main plot. It's RoboCop coming to term about being a machine while also having parts of his human side in him. Well, that's part of it at least. That's mainly what it is. While upstairs, we get into another shootout and get another trophy called Strikeout. Wow, that almost rhymed. Looks like anyone could do your job, Miss Rachel. SpongeBob better. And on our way to the news broadcast room, Gail Lewis unfortunately suffers a stroke. I don't know how she's doing this, but go off, girl. We get into the shootout where we have to save all the hostages, and that's exactly what we do. But when it comes to the last hostage, RoboCop has a bit of a problem. He starts seeing his wife's face on the girl, and this makes him hesitate because he doesn't know what the fuck he's seeing, which causes Gail Lewis to come in and just absolutely fuck this torch head up. The bad thing is this lady Samantha was recording the whole thing, so now the public saw him hesitate in killing this guy, and his reputation might be a little tarnished. But after completing all of that, we got hit with another trophy, and at the precinct, yep, just like we said, reputation got a little tarnished. So now this OCP guy, Max Becker, has to tell everyone that everything's okay. This guy's a dick. We don't like him. He wants to like off RoboCop or some shit. And now they want to figure out what's wrong with him. So Jeffrey Dahmer over here gives RoboCop a lobotomy, and, well...
Look at the top of his head.
Yeah, could be a better sight to see. But during this, we meet Dr. Olivia Blanche, who's pretty much our therapist for this game. But before we talk to her, we get another trophy for getting an A rank in a level. We then head over to the shooting range where we go and test our gun. The first time I do this, I really only hit body shots because the target score I needed to hit was 50, which I did triple and got a trophy for. But then I saw that there was 2 more, one for getting 200 and one for getting 250. So I tried it again while only doing headshots and got those 2 trophies with a breeze. We go into the briefing room where Officer What's-His-Face tells us about a guy named the New Guy. And because of him, now all the gangs are up on the rise. So we get told to go to an arcade to get some answers. We head out onto the scary, scary streets of Detroit, find the worst crime of all, a car parked next to the fire hydrant. We give it a ticket and we get another trophy. We make it into this arcade where we talk to this arcade owner. Because he works with Soot. And RoboCop, being a man of very few words, just shoots the fucking place up. And because we're trying to take out a gang, which I haven't mentioned yet, but it's the Street Vultures, we find out one of their hideouts, which is located in the ghost house. And guess what we do in the ghost house? We murder literally everybody. I guess you could say it really is a ghost house. In the ghost house, we meet up with... Oh shit, is that my Twitter? Well, since it's here, I might as well do a shameless plug. You didn't hear that. Make sure to go follow to keep up with the platinums. That follower count's looking a little low. But for real, in the ghost house, we meet up with our new boy, Pickles. Yes, that is his actual name. Pickles is a drug addict who takes this drug called Nuke all the time. I'm pretty sure it's a drug, but he just confirms to being a drug addict and on Nuke, so I'm assuming it's legal in this universe. I don't know, though. But what Pickles tells us is that Soot is hiding in a slaughterhouse where he's currently doing a concert. So we go in there with our partner and make it into a nuke factory. Not like an actual nuke factory, but like the drugs that was like just talking, whatever. Then we run into these enemies called Caboose boomers, which are just fake ass enemies, bro. I don't remember ever seeing these guys in the game after this point. But yeah, they just run after you trying to blow you, and all you gotta do is shoot them and they explode. We make it to the concert where we find Soot, and he makes like a tree and gets out of there. You get it? Cause like Soot. Wait, no, not Soot. Sap. Fuck. Yeah, that joke playing for like 5 minutes, but then I realized Soot doesn't grow on trees. Wait, no, it definitely does. Wait, hold up. Does Soot grow on trees? Oh fuck. Let's go. That joke made sense. Get it back on track now. As always with this game, when we find the bad guy, we get into a big-ass gunfight. Which, as fun as the gameplay is, this kind of gets a little repetitive. But eventually we catch up to Soot, and we have to interrogate him, so he'll give us some information on the new guy. You're supposed to break all the shit around him to stress him out, but I just resort to straight-up violence.
If you think you're gonna... That's quite a grip.
I've been roaming around, always looking down.
He tells us a little bit, but it doesn't even fucking matter. Because right outside, there he is. RoboCop is another glitch, or like a memory from his past, I guess, which is fucking him up. And the new guy reveals his name as Wendell Antonowski. We also find out that Wendell is the reason why RoboCop is having these glitches. After we find that out, he shoots Gail, and now she's in a coma. And then we get our hands on another trophy. We have a little therapy session where Dr. Blanche tells us about why she doesn't like machines. Apparently one blew her hand off, so that's why she's so skeptical of them. But after that, we get introduced to the upgrade system, which is honestly just pretty confusing. Like, I get how it works, but I don't at the same time. It's very confusing. But either way, from putting in one of these things, we got ourselves another trophy. While in the precincts, because Officer Lewis is now bedridden, we get introduced to our new partner, Elise. Fuck, I don't know how to say his name. Ulysses Washington. I think that's how you say it at least. But yeah, I'm only mentioning him because you're gonna see him instead of Lewis from now on until like a little later in the game, but like still. And now we're looking for a missing cop. The missing cop we're looking for is Officer Briggs. He's been missing for a little while, and we just got a new lead on him. But first, we run into these bikers, and for shooting the tank off of a bike, I get a trophy. But I didn't shoot a gas tank, I just threw a bike at him and got it. I mean, whatever works, I guess. RoboCop finds a street vulture who knows of Briggs' location. But this street vulture is not gonna say anything to him. So RoboCop offers a nice fisting, and he complies. And during that search, we find a VHS tape of Officer Briggs being tortured. And let me tell you, man, this guy's eating these punches. That shit barely looks like it hurts. We get introduced to this new guy named Spike in these tapes. And they're punishing Briggs for investigating their gang. Wendell comes in and gives him a shotgun, and yeah, chances are he's dead. But after this, we just spend a ton of time just walking throughout the whole thing and just killing enemies. It's honestly kind of boring, I'm not even gonna lie. This whole section was probably the worst in the game. This place is so big, there's a mystical trophy also tied to it. We don't get that now because we're dum-dums. But now, yeah, this place is just fucking massive, and you just walk everywhere. It's kind of annoying. Like, genuinely, I have 30 minutes of footage that I can't even use because there's no story in it, and it's just boring shooting. Only interesting part is me getting this trophy for killing 3 people with an explosion. But where we actually find some story is where we find Officer Briggs in a freezer, preserving the body so it don't get stinky for a midnight snack, I guess. But we brutally walk into a bathroom where Spike is just trying to take a piss and arrest him. But then, it doesn't even matter. Some robot breaks in and then Spike just leaves. Bro can make it through 50,000 enemies at one time, but can't keep this motherfucker down. But now we're in our first actual boss fight of the game. It was actually pretty difficult, I'm not even gonna lie. I found myself at low health throughout most of the whole thing, but then I figured out this OP strat where if you just run around this box, you keep shooting him with your pistol, and eventually you'll get him down. Oh, and look at that, another trophy. And then we hit to the hospital where Gail is currently in a coma, and RoboCop just stares at her like a creep. We make our next money moves right at the bank. There's a bank heist going down, and we gotta stop that shit. So that's what we do. We go down to the bank vault where we find this guy who's got a bomb strapped to his chest. And all we gotta do is just a little bit of bomb disarming, and now we gotta cut off this wire and... Let's try that again. Oh, we actually did it. Apparently this bank heist stems from more than just the bank. We run into more motorcyclists outside. We go into this warehouse where there's rocket launchers and shit. It's fucking crazy, bro. But RoboCop gets through all of them without a sweat dropped from the floor. And we find a radio and talk to Spike for a little bit. We find out that the street vultures worked for Wendell, and now Wendell is not paying them. So now they want that motherfucker dead. But unlike the street vultures, we actually get paid, and that payment is a trophy. Next trophy I got is when I was doing a side quest. I haven't really put much footage on me doing the side quests in the game because they don't really offer any trophies, literally at all, except for one of them that I missed by this point. So I can't get that trophy right now. But while doing this side mission, I get the trophy. I'd buy that for $1 for finding an OCP skill disc, which is pretty much just a skill point you pick up. And in this next main mission, I can't even begin to tell you what the fuck happens. This whole mission is like we're tripping on shrooms. And it all begins when we get hit with this car. And when we arise from getting hit by the car, it's just a never-ending walking cycle of this parking garage. And now, long story short, I'll kind of tell you what this whole thing is about. So pretty much right now at this moment, RoboCop is his human side. His brain is fully on human mode, and he just doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's getting past memories from him and his family who were tragically murdered, and Wendell is just fucking with him the whole time, getting in his head throughout this whole sequence. And it was actually really cool and a really big change of pace for this game. By this point, I was thinking the gameplay was getting a little dry and it was getting a little not fun, but this really refreshed everything for me. And once after this section, I really thought this game was like really fucking enjoyable. So yeah, 10 points for that. And we also see his apartment, which for some reason doesn't have any bedrooms. But after all that tomfoolery, we run into, well, ourselves actually. But instead of just letting the little homie hit, we kill him. But obviously that wasn't real, so now we just go and arrest Wendell. Then we head back to the precinct and we get another trophy. We then head to the jail to go catch up with Wendell. But what do you fucking expect? Everybody, and I mean everybody, is on his payroll. Which means since we're here, everybody here is trying to kill us. And you know what? Maybe Wendell isn't even that bad, because obviously he's a dank viner.
Robo bitch.
We even get a trophy in this section. We upgrade all of our skills in engineering because it's the best skills to actually use and get this trophy. We try to flex on Wendell with our silver trophy, but he does not care at all. He fucks off and escapes anyways, and just out of pity, throws us a gold. We then go to the hospital to talk about our day with Officer Lewis, but oh shit, everybody's dead. Yeah, a bunch of mercenaries that are also on Wendell's payroll just kind of came through here just to kill everybody. So we go to see if Officer Lewis is okay, and she's fine. She's one tough cookie. She'll be okay. We go see Dr. Blanche, aka our therapist, because she thinks she's being hunted. We're just there to reassure her and tell her that everything's okay until the place actually gets shot up because people are looking for her and trying to kill her. The whole building just kind of realizes RoboCop's swagger and just decides to burn down because it's way too much for it. But just because of our swagger doesn't mean we don't save this cat. The only reason I actually saved this cat is because you got a trophy from it, but still. This mission takes us down into the sewers where you pretty much just have to do the exact same thing of just killing all these mercenaries. It's just killing all these mercenaries. I keep fucking saying mercenaries. But yeah, this mission is pretty much just killing all these mercenaries. Fuck! You know what I mean? But now we've made it to OCP Industries. Pretty much we're going to Max Becker's presentation. Before we do get there though, this kid does receive some unfortunate news.
I didn't know today's Bring Your Kid to Work
I
day.
think I know how to sew.
Had no choice. His nanny killed herself this morning.
What?
It's okay, kid, it gets easier. But after doing this quest where we just talk to people for a long ass time, we end up getting another trophy. What Max Becker is trying to do is he's trying to replace RoboCop right now. He made his own little robots that are gonna help be normal cops just like RoboCop. And he's able to do this because the CEO just died and now he's pretty much the head CEO. But his plan goes to shit and they all start attacking everybody and we need to kill all of them. The whole thing isn't bad at all until we run into the same boss fight we had before. He's honestly easier this time, but it's still just annoying because of how much health he has. But we get through that and meet it back up. I'm gonna kill myself, bro. I was talking for so long. Either way, we meet back up with Wendell after we beat him. And now we're in the end game, baby. This part of the game is pretty much just killing all the street vultures in numerous areas you've been through around the game in the streets of Detroit. And overall, it's pretty fun. This whole part honestly took a whole lot of time, but I'm not really gonna go through the whole thing because it's what you would expect, honestly. But we find out Wendell's location and we head over towards him. And right now we're at the final mission of the game. And it's pretty much like anything in the game, honestly, just in a different setting. Just going in there, guns blazing, hoping you don't die. But at one point, I do get a trophy for hacking a turret. And that's about all that happens until we reach the end. In the end, pretty much all that happens is we kill Wendell. Boom, game over. And you'll never guess what we get for that, actually. A trophy! That's not the end, though. Not now, at least. We get a call about a monster that's rampaging out in OCP Industries. So what do? We head there like the fine cops we are. And who do we find? The CEO of OCP Industries, who has inserted his life into this robot. And now we have to take him out. This fight honestly takes me a very fucking long time. At one point I get halfway done with the fight, die, then I have to restart the whole fucking thing. But eventually it's just rinse and repeat process of repeating stuff. You know how it is. And we beat him. And get hit with the option to save him, kill him, or just leave him be. We save him because we're obviously the awesome RoboCop like we are. And then he saves us, sacrificing himself. Aww. And then boom, we get a trophy. And now it's all on to the miscellaneous trophies. The first trophy we get is no stone unturned for unlocking a secret area in the arcade. And then our second miscellaneous trophy is Good Eyes Murphy for finding an upgrade for the pistol. And then one of the longer miscellaneous trophies is where you have to help uncover the mystery of who killed this woman. Long story short, it was this actor. And now we have that trophy. And then the hardest trophy of the game. The reason why this part of the game is so hard is just because of how fucking tanky these robots are and how much damage they do to you. But y'all can only dream to be like me when it comes to this because I did this shit first try. And then, boom, platinum. Now it's time for me to give my review of the game, of course. Honestly, the game was fun throughout the whole thing, I'm not even gonna lie, but there was parts that felt a little repetitive, but overall, it was just a good game. The story wasn't really all that. I also know nothing about RoboCop, so that's probably why I wasn't really that interested in it. I also do wish you were able to get more trophies. This game kind of just felt like complete the story, do these trophies, boom, you get the platinum. It's not that hard. But overall, I still had a fun time. 7 out of 10.